Hi, my name is Angelo Salva from BSB HRDM4A, your reporter for today. My topic is about dealing with resistance. So dealing with resistance, the frequent element of change agents is they're having to deal with people in the organization who are resistant to the change effort. But there is a reaction to change that worse than resistance, and that is apathy. It is very difficult to try to convince people who fundamentally and simply do not care one way or the other that change is necessary. Moreover, people who resist change in organizations are not likely to be resisting the change itself. Resistance is more to be a reaction to a sense of loss and or a feeling of having little or no choice. Next, resistance as a sense of loss. Resistance often stems from believing that with the change organizational members will lose something of value to them personally and in general, especially at the outset of change. They lost the known and tried as they move into the unknown and untried. Moving to a new job as a result of an organization's change is an example of this sense of loss. Another form of loss is the feeling of having little if any choice that the change is being imposed. While it may not be universal, people's resistance to imposition comes close to it. In fact, psychologist Jack Brame 1966 constructed a widely accepted theory based on this phenomenon of resistance, which is known as psychological reactance. The point is that when people feel as if their freedom is being taken away, their immediate reaction is an attempt to regain that freedom. And according to Burke 2002, the degree of ease and success with which an organization change is introduced is therefore directly proportional to the amount of choice that people feel they have in determining and implementing the change. Three types of resistance: blind, ideological, and political. Blind. With respect to blind resistance, there are few people who simply have a knee-jerk reaction to change, regardless of what it may be. Often these people simply need time to get used to the idea. Ideological. It is entirely possible, if not probable, that intellectually honest people can disagree about the organization change, which is ideological difference. Last, political. Political means that certain organization members may feel that with the change they will lose something of value to them personally, such as one's power base, position, and role in the organization, status, size of budget, corner office, even personal compensation. In these instances, the change agent becomes a negotiator that is trading something of value for different value. For example, giving up one's corner office, size of budget, and present status for a new job that has lower status currently but based on projected performance would lead to a position of even greater power and status in the organization within a couple of years, if not sooner. So the change agent's argument is one of short-term versus long-term in the trade of one set of values benefits for another set. Next, this form of resistance occurs mainly at the individual level in the organization. First, turf protection, pushing hard to keep one's unit and organizational territory intact. Closing ranks, establishing a common enemy, perhaps the change agent, and attempting to keep their part of the organization. Changing allegiance and or ownership, opting to become a separate entity within an organization. Example, a joint venture or a spin-off by an LBO or leveraged buyout. Last, demanding new leadership, a common reaction in the hope that new leader will save them from this organizational change mess. Last, the larger system level, lethargic responses. What was to be revolutionary change becomes an evolutionary change, if there is a real change at all. Second, a wait-and-see attitude. These two shall pass, we will simply wait them out. Besides, another CEO will come along soon. Diversionary tactics. For example, the change is not the real work. We need to get back to work. Last, simply not following plan change. After all, without followership, there is no leadership. These different forms of resistance at the individual group and larger system levels are not mutually exclusive. They overlap In any case, they represent some of the most prevalent ways of resisting organization change.